Let's be real, celebrities always seem to be getting involved in scandalous situations that make them the #1 topic of conversation in the news cycle. While there's always something to talk about when it comes to the Hollywood scene, some of these dramas are definitely bigger than others. Unfortunately, the resulting controversy often hurts their wallet. Sometimes they fumble the bag and lose massive endorsement deals, big brand campaigns, or get put out of work entirely. So who do you think has lost out the most? I'm your host Bridget Shields, and here are the top 10 celebrities that lost millions of dollars after a scandal. Number 10. Kathy Griffin. In 2017, the comedian brought about mass outrage when she pretended to decapitate the President of the United States in a photo shoot. The incident was so bad it caused her to be ousted from Hollywood entirely, and her life turned completely upside down. She lost a huge endorsement deal with a company called Squatty Potty, who released a statement saying, "We were shocked and disappointed to learn about the image Ms. Griffin shared today. It was deeply inappropriate and runs contrary to the core values our company stands for." Kathy was also fired from her co-host job with Anderson Cooper at CNN, with the network calling the photos disgusting and offensive. Oh yeah, and 25 theaters cancelled her upcoming shows. Kathy apologized profusely in a video message posted to her official Twitter account, saying that as a comedian she was trying to cross the line, but in this case she went too far. So far her career hasn't fully recovered from the scandal. Number 9. Akon. Verizon wasn't laughing in 2007 when Akon took to the stage at what was supposed to be an 18+ show and simulated intercourse with a female dancer who turned out to be 15. The video was all over the internet, and Verizon quickly distanced themselves from the rapper. They pulled his ringtones and cancelled his $3 million sponsorship deal. After 3 weeks of mounting controversy, Akon finally apologized for dropping an girl on stage. In a statement released to the Associated Press, he said, "I want to sincerely apologize for the embarrassment and any pain I've caused to the young woman who joined me on stage, her family, and the Trinidad community for the events at my concert. It was never my intention to embarrass or take advantage of my fans in any way, especially those under the age of 18. This is why we tried to make sure that the club did not admit anyone under the age of 18 in the audience. Somehow that standard wasn't met." Talk about deflecting the blame. Loving this video so far? Please hit that like button, it would really help us out. Number 8. Sharon Stone. If there was ever a case of terrible timing, Sharon Stone found it in 2008. Over 69,000 people lost their lives when a massive earthquake hit southwest China on May the 12th of that year. The actress then took that as an opportunity to get political and said that the earthquake was karma because of Beijing's treatment of Tibet. This caused widespread anger in China, and the national Chinese news outlet called her the public enemy of all mankind, and they decided to ban all of her films. Sharon later tried to apologize, saying, "Due to my inappropriate words and acts during the interview, I feel deeply sorry and sad about hurting Chinese people, but the damage was already done." The backlash against her led Christian Dior to cancel her makeup modeling contract that was worth millions. Their spokesperson came out saying, "We don't support any type of commentary that will hurt the feelings of our customers." The controversy even hurt Christian Dior as a brand, because China was its fastest growing market at the time, and sales were greatly affected. Number 7. Ludacris. In 2002, the rapper was becoming one of the most popular artists in the industry, not to mention the Fast and the Furious franchise. As a result, he landed a lucrative deal with Pepsi in 2002 that was worth millions. But not everyone was happy for him. In fact, his biggest hater was Bill O'Reilly, who was outraged by Pepsi's decision and urged his viewers to boycott the company if they didn't pull the ads. He said, "I'm calling for all responsible Americans to fight back and punish Pepsi for using a man who degrades women, who encourages substance misuse, and does all the things that particularly hurt the poor in our society." Unfortunately for Ludacris, it worked. Pepsi caved to the pressure and dropped him completely. Bill O'Reilly was way too proud of himself for that one and claimed that he was protecting the values of the United States. Number 6. The Try Guys. The popular YouTube crew of 4 men became famous for trying out different things like karate, raising toddlers, shaving their legs, and even wearing crop tops. But the internet went crazy when a video circulated on social media showing one of their members, Ned Fulmer, kissing the Try Guys' assistant producer, Alex Herring. The affair was extremely problematic, not only because Alex was Ned's employee, but also because he was famous for his happy marriage. The rest of the Try Guys, Keith, Eugene, and Zach, quickly fired him, but now it looks like they're set to lose close to $6 million as a result of the scandal. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the channel occupies a rung at the very highest tier of digital content earners. In fact, the guys make $6 million per year for online content alone. It's clear that they they are going to do their best to stay afloat without a fourth member in the group, but that does put all of their earnings in jeopardy. Number 5. Kate Moss. The supermodel went on a forced hiatus in September of 2005, when photos of her allegedly snorting a white powder appeared on the front page of London's Daily Mirror, prompting H&M, Stella McCartney, Chanel, and Burberry to cancel her contract. Kate was also threatened with arrest and gained quite the reputation as a hard partier. Speaking about that time, she said that she felt sick and was quite angry because everybody knew that she was using illicit substances. She said, "So for them to focus on me and to try to take my daughter away, I thought it was really hypocritical. I had to apologize really if people were looking up to me." Less than a year later, all charges were dropped, and after a stint in rehab, Kate started her journey of sobriety. Her career was nearly derailed entirely due to the scandal, but she was able to restore it again through years of hard work and perseverance. Number 4. Kesha. To be absolutely clear, this scandal is not the result of anything that Kesha has done herself. Instead, the blame lies entirely on Dr. Luke. However, there's no question that the subsequent chaos has left the singer without millions and put a massive strain on her career. It all started in 2014 when Kesha sued Dr. Luke for SA and battery. The complaint included explosive allegations that he gave her sober pills and violated her while she was unconscious at a party in 2005. In response, his lawyers countersued for defamation, claiming that she was just trying to extort him with false accusations to get out of her record deal. Although Kesha dropped her lawsuit in 2016, the defamation lawsuit is still ongoing. The lengthy legal battle has really kept her career in kind of a limbo, as she has been able to put out some music in the midst of the drama, but we'll never really know what she could have accomplished had she been free from her record deal. Number 3. Louis C.K. Once the hottest name in comedy, Louis C.K. was extremely successful in Hollywood, until a group of female comics revealed that he liked to drop his pants in front of them and pleasure himself without their consent. The comedian admitted to the lewd acts following the publication of an investigative story in the New York Times, releasing a detailed statement on what he did and an apology to the women. But the scandal had already snowballed and become much too big for him to recover professionally. This led to the scrapping of his movie I Love You Daddy and the cancellation of a TV deal with FX and a string of already booked performances. His management company and publicist also dropped him. According to the comedian's own count, being cancelled has cost him around $35 million in earnings. Since he has been cancelled, he is still being able to perform for fans who support him, but it cannot be understated just how much money he lost from the scandal. Number 2. Alec Baldwin. For 5 years, he was killing it as the face of Capital One Bank. He took the "What's in Your Wallet" campaign to new heights and established it as a lasting pop culture reference. But then in November of 2013, Alec was accused of and eventually admitted to using gay slurs towards the paparazzi during a fight that was all captured on video. The incident led him to write an essay for Vulture called "Goodbye Public Life," where he said, "After the TMZ event, Capital One did not renew my contract, although it politely said the two things were unrelated. AT&T had booked me for a paid speech in Orlando and then cancelled. WNYC lost funding for my radio show." The tone of the essay made it clear that Alec was completely defeated, having lost millions in brand deals. He went on to accept some responsibility for the incident, but mainly said that public life has become impossible for celebrities. They didn't have a word for it back then, but he was essentially criticizing cancel culture. And coming in at number 1, Nick Cannon. In 2020, the actor, TV show host, and musician was fired from his long-running comedy improv show Wild 'N Out after he made anti-Semitic comments on his podcast called Cannon's Class. Throughout the episode, Nick engages in offensive conspiracy theories and talks about things like the Illuminati. His discussion was removed by YouTube for violating the platform's policy on hate speech. After the resulting scandal, Wild 'N Out's parent company, Viacom CBS, released a statement saying, "We are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him." Nick tried to save himself and say, "I must apologize to my Jewish brothers and sisters, putting them in such a painful position, which was never my intention. But I know this whole situation has hurt many people, and together we will make it right." It didn't really work out, and he was kicked out of his own show. Yes, he would have lost a lot of money, but he still managed to return around a year later. Well, that's everything that we have on the list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Since the scandal, since being cancelled, he has still been oh my gosh, I can't say this. Since he has been cancelled, he is still being, oh my god.